All right, guys, so we're 19 and then 26 weeks out if everything goes to plan from the shows. So still a long way out. We're getting through a leg day today. Energy level still really good. This is kind of the point where I feel I'm operating at my best level. Like, I'm happy with how I look. I feel great. Energy levels are good. You're obviously only eating what you're supposed to be eating. You're focused on your sleep. So everything is dialed in at this point. So, everyone thinks that prep is like really hard right out the gate. Prep is easy for a long time until it isn't. And when I say easy, you've still got to have a lot of discipline. You've got to do what you've got to do. You can't think, oh, I'm 20 weeks out, let's just cheat on my diet here, cheat on my diet there. You've got to be locked in so you're on course to lose the weight that you need to lose. But everything feels really good right now. So we're about to crush a leg day. Come on. So we're going to take a look at it. All right, let's go. Gratitude is anabolic. Shout out hypertrophy coach Joe Bennett. This is one of his shirts. Got some scripture on the back too. But this is a really important point, is to be grateful, because when it comes to training, a lot of people talk about how much it sucks, how hard it is, and while those things it doesn't suck to me, it's uncomfortable for sure, but you got to be grateful that you even have the ability to do it. You're in a place and a time where one of the biggest stresses in your life is the fact that you have to work out. I would say that's a blessing, right? So we've got to be grateful every single day that we're awake, we're alive, and we have opportunity to be able to do something great. That's enough reason every day when you wake up to have gratitude. So a lot of people, they're always focused on what's negative, what's going wrong. You've got to flip that around and find the positive in every situation, right? Find the opportunity in every situation and then take advantage of it. So be grateful every single day. I'm grateful that I get to have a date today with Mr. Watson, because this is honestly one of my favorite leg machines I've ever used. I love hack squats, I love the pendulum squat, but this just hits me in a way that nothing else does. The quad pump is insane, and we are going to dominate this thing today. Let's go. Way, but there's got to be a better way, a better way. Yeah. And I got my daughter to really motivate me to push hard on this now. Now I've really got to step it up. Look at those guns.
I know, look at the delts.
Legs. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Party foul. Warm-up sets in before I even get to a working set. So you've got to get those warm-up sets in. Do one with 1 plate, one with 2 plates, one with 3.5 plates. I'll do 1 to 2 reps with 4.5, and then I'll go into my working set. So make sure you're getting those warm-up sets in to really prime yourself for those working sets and for that bigger weight. Oh, stay there, baby. Daddy's gonna work. But make me work though, make me struggle. Seatbelt, safety first. Come on. Come on. Yes. Can't talk right now. If you never got up from a set of legs and you don't even know where you are, you've never pushed it to that point that sometimes you got to go to. And going back to what we were talking about before, you've got to learn how to train really, really hard to know how to back off. Give me someone that knows how to train really, really hard and you have to kind of pull them back, over someone that's just not willing to work really hard over and over again. Because you can't take people where they don't want to go. If they don't have it in here to go to that point, there's not much you can do to get it out of them. I'd rather have someone that wants to go to that point and loves it and have to be like, let's hold back just a little bit. They're the ones that are gonna go a lot further. Ooh, check these out. New No Limits Fitness snapbacks. Red anything is right up my alley, but that looks sick too, look at that. They're freaking cool. Sports to you. Good job coming in clutch. Got some more as well, a slightly different style in the gray. I do love gray as well. I rock gray all the time. We got some more stuff too. Oh. Oh yeah, they turned out pretty freaking cool. Right in time for summer. Anything else in here? And there's more stuff we got to get out here in a minute. Lex, are you gonna wear it? Oh. Yeah, Lex. Limitless Lex. Okay, so set one, I got 8 reps. Last week I did 5 plates for 6 and then did a back off at 4.5. But seeing as I got 8 on that first set, I'm gonna try here to get, I'm trying for 6, 7. There'll be a big rep drop off because I feel extremely fatigued from that first set. So let's see what we can do. The greatest, if not one of the greatest leg presses ever made, and it took us a long time to get one for the gym. I'd honestly never used one until we got one. Now I understand the hype. The only issue is the loadability of it. Like, I mean, you got to start with 4 to even feel something. And then just really stacking all those weights on top of it to get to a working set. Gets a little bit tedious, but hey, it's such a good machine that it's worth it. And normally I have a training partner, so we just split the loading of it between ourselves. But when you're with a client and they're strong, you're getting your own workout in just unloading the weights. So earlier I touched on discipline, you know, and how I see it as a good challenge. And it's so important that you focus on discipline and not motivation, because motivation is fleeting. It's more of an emotion that goes up and comes down. It's like feeling sad. It's like feeling happy. These aren't things that we experience constantly all the time. And motivation is going to ebb and flow. And that's when you rely on discipline. And discipline comes down to wanting what you say you want, no matter what. When you say you want something, it's no matter what comes in the way, this is what I want and this is what I'm going for and this is what I need to work towards. So when it comes to food, you know, it's like disciplined people still enjoy the food that everyone else enjoys. But what they're aware of is that that moment on the tongue doesn't last. It's like 5 minutes of feeling good about what you're eating, but then maybe feeling some level of guilt, stomach's feeling off, mentally you don't feel as good, your energy levels are down. So it's realizing that, you know what, I probably shouldn't eat this because of how it's going to make me feel, and then it's going to jeopardize what I'm working towards. Now that doesn't mean you have to be 100% on it all the time. There is a time and a place to enjoy certain things, but it's important even in those moments you have the discipline to be able to back away and say that's enough. And that's a trained skill. Discipline is a skill. It's something that you learn over time. It's not something that you look in the mirror and you tell yourself at night, I'm going to be disciplined tomorrow, and then you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you're a changed person. It doesn't work like that. It's a skill that you train, and you train it constantly by saying, no, I don't need that. And then over time it gets easier to say no, and it becomes an expectation from people that you're going to say no because they know what you're working towards. That's why discipline is so key, and discipline is what drives you towards your goals, not motivation. Lock in. Bodybuilders, they like to do things solo and independent because it's just sometimes easier to get headphones in and be in your own headspace, and I completely understand that. But I think at some point for me, just having a training partner that I train with typically has really helped me hold me accountable. But since being a parent especially, because sometimes you just ain't feeling it. Like it's just not there, and you need someone to hold you accountable and be like, look, come on, we can do this today. And I think a lot of bodybuilders don't want to ask for help because they don't feel like they should know everything or shouldn't be asking for help. I have a coach for training. I have a coach for my nutrition. I train with others that I know are going to help me. So it's definitely not a bad thing to ever need to ask for help. If somebody can help take you to the next level, then you got to lose your pride and lose your ego a little bit and say, look, man, like I'm struggling to do this by myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it's going to make you better, it's absolutely what you should do. You should have mentors in life. You should collaborate with people. When you try and do everything solo, everything just gets so much harder. When you decide to work with others that have similar goals, man, it can take you so much further, because on those days where you don't feel like it, that other person's going to drive you forward. And vice versa. When they're not feeling it, the responsibility is on you to hold that standard, right? And you elevate each other's standards together and you demand more. And that to me is what life's all about. It's not about doing it alone. It's about doing it with people that you love, that you enjoy, that you want to see progress alongside you, because it's too lonely to do it by yourself. It sucks the fun out of it. If you have a coach, still be intuitive in aspects of your training. Take the initiative, you know? If a certain weight is programmed for you on a day that it just isn't there, or your form's off because maybe you didn't have a good night's sleep, then make those adjustments. You don't need to have your coach's word. If you know what your body's telling you, your coach is going to be really happy that you said, you know what? Something's off today. I'm not feeling it. I backed it off so I could focus on the form and the quality. And over time, you're going to start to learn your body more, right? So with that set there, I just did 9. I'm getting very fatigued now after that Watson as well. So I'm pretty confident there would have been a big rep drop there on my next set. So I just took a plate off, and that's going to allow me to stay in probably that 8 to 12 rep range where I feel good. But if you were waiting on a coach to tell you that, you don't need to. Your coach is going to be happy that you took the initiative and you're starting to become more aware of what your body is telling you and listening to it. So initiative is key. This is probably the best leg extension I've ever used. I know Flex Fitness make a great one where the loading point is like in the middle with a selectorized machine, but as far as plate loaded leg extensions, Prime really knocked this one out the park. Like, you get a deeper stretch at the bottom. The loadability of it is amazing. Pump from this is crazy. And my legs are already freaking pumped, so this is where it just hurts. But any bodybuilder loves a leg extension. I mean, it's just, for your quads, there's nothing like it. All right, so pretty solid leg day there. Still plenty of weeks out, so the strength is still really good, still getting good pumps. Problem with training legs is when you go to pose, afterwards they're just swollen, don't see many lines. Ooh, and it hurts to pose after training legs. But solid workout. I hope you followed along. Hope you got something from it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.